everyone. Welcome to the Wedding Honey podcast, the podcast where we chat about weddings with a little bit of sweetness, because we all know weddings can be stressful. We're here to lighten that up. Follow along if you'd like to hear journeys about wedding photography, wedding photographers, and of course, the wedding day. I'm so happy you're here, so let's get to it. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wedding Honey podcast. It's the first episode, which is always kind of full of hiccups, shall we say. And I'm really excited to just start this. I've been doing some research and I thought, you know what? It's time to just go for it. So first things first, I just wanted to say to any of you who are listening for the first time and think, hey, I could do a podcast. I say, yes, you can. I agree with you. I think that we're so afraid of failure, but I think you should just dive in, just go for it. Definitely pick a topic that you love, hence why mine is weddings. I'm a wedding photographer. And I just thought, hey, I could talk for hours about weddings. So why not? Just dive in. So here we are, the first ever Wedding Honey podcast. So I'm really happy you're here because I want to introduce myself. My name is Gillian Gillespie and I own Soundslikeyellowphotography. I have run my own successful wedding photography business for 8 years now. Wow, time really does fly. It feels like yesterday, but it's also been such an incredible journey, and I am finally to the point where I will always be photographing, of course, but I'm ready to teach. I'm ready to share my experiences and teach what I've learned to others who are really just ready to, again, dive in and open their business. So this is why I'm doing this podcast. I want to reach as many people as I can so I can let them know that I am ready to help and teach and want them to experience some of my journey so that hopefully it'll help them on theirs or on yours. There's yours, all of you. So I guess I just wanted to start off by saying hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. And I'm going to just jump right in and let you know my story, because I think that's always really important. And the best part of these is knowing kind of where this person has come from. So I grew up in Burlington, Ontario, and I always loved taking pictures of my friends. We had Vogue days, we called them, and I would get my friends are such troopers, get my friends to bring any clothes they had. We would hit up a Value Village. A Value Village is kind of like a thrift store for those of you who don't know. And we would hit it up and spend maybe $10, $20, get some really weird outfits or just something we thought was funny or interesting. And my amazing friends would come back to my house, and thankfully at the time my parents had actually a pretty big backyard, and we would take photos, I would take photos of them dressed up. We would do our hair and makeup, and I would take photos for hours and hours, and we would try different things. And the best part in my mind was that I got to actually expose them and go into a dark room and do them myself. So not only was I learning the creative photographing part, but I was also learning the editing, quote unquote, in a dark room. So I learned a lot that way. That's, I think, kind of the pillar of where I started would be taking pictures of my friends, Vogue days, as we called them again. And it was fun. You know, it was better than sitting inside and watching movies, although that was great too. But we also loved being out doing cool things, and it was really fun. And it's so cool now. I mean, I'm really lucky. Those friends are still very much in my life, and it's really awesome to have those pictures and say, oh my goodness, look how far we've come. So from there, I decided that photography was the path for me. I went to university, University of Guelph-Humber, which was 4 years of media studies and an emphasis on photography. This is where I learned a lot more theory-based photography styles, photography lighting techniques. We did in studio, it was a very knowledgeable, I will say. And I did love my experience. I learned a lot. I met some amazing people and I loved it. It was 4 years that felt like one, and came out with a lot of knowledge and kind of just ready to take on what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to try a bunch of different styles of photography, which during those 4 years, I was able to, in terms of capturing products, taking photos of fashion, taking photos of people, dogs, everything. So we really did get a full grasp of what you really want to do. And I was really drawn to fashion, as I think a lot of people in that class, I think or just a lot of people are drawn to fashion just because it is so fun. And I really immersed myself in the fashion industry at that point then too. I went to fashion shows, went to Toronto Fashion Week, which was great. I got to dress in the back rooms, and I thought this was so cool. I was so young and I was learning so much about the fashion industry, and I thought, yeah, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. And I loved it. I thought it was great. I took on an incredible internship with a studio downtown Toronto on Spadina called Next Top Model Studios, which was so much fun. They taught us a ton. I learned a lot. I don't know why I'm saying us, I mean me. They taught me a lot and I loved it. Oh my goodness, we would take pictures of we would take photos of new models, an agency would bring in like their new looks of like the younger girls and guys who were so young, 16 maybe even younger. And it was so fun. I would take photos of them, and for their comp cards, they're called. So they're cards that they would bring to interviews and hope that people would book them based on these images. So it was really fun. I guess I connected with a younger audience, which I still do, I think, but I had so much fun. I made this like fun playlist, and I just wanted everyone to just have a really good time because I was really practicing like bringing that personality, whoever was in front of my camera at that point, bringing their personality out. And it was great. I absolutely loved it. It was most Saturdays, but I did not care. I lived in Toronto and just thought it was like the best job. It was great. I loved it. But after a while, I did get a bit, I found that with the fashion industry, it's super competitive, of course, as we all know. But the biggest thing was it's not the most positive industry. Body image is something that I feel really strongly about, and positive body images, negative body images. There was a lot of it. There was a lot that I was exposed to. I myself went through a lot of it just because I was taking pictures of these models or wannabe models. And I thought, wow, I wish I could look like that. Oh my goodness. But the thing that was so interesting was I was in the back of the studio, and I was editing these people and taking away imperfections, quote unquote, because I didn't think they were, but that's what we were trained to do. That's what these people getting their photos done thought we would do. So we had to take away their imperfections, and I thought, wow, this is really bad. It was I learned a lot about editing, but I also was sad that I was taking away these maybe young girls, their little spots on their faces, which seemed so insignificant, but to me was just huge. And I thought, nah, this is not for me. I can't do this to these amazing people. And that was the other thing. I got to spend those Saturdays with them, having so much fun, seeing what type of people they really were, maybe seeing how nervous they were, and getting them to laugh and smile in front of the camera was like such a win. And then they'd choose images that really were more fashion or more edgy, we'll say. And I just felt a little bit sad. So I thought, maybe this isn't for me. So I took a year off, went to South Korea. I taught English, of course, brought my camera and created. I went to teach English in Korea, I should say. Yes, it was a really great experience. And I know everyone's got different experiences, but I loved mine. I met some incredible people that I'm still friends with now, and I learned a ton about myself. Man, learning, right? It's like always there. It's always around us. So went to Korea, taught English, was great. I probably within the first month or two, I created little business cards and got a co-teacher of mine to create basically like a saying in Korean on these business cards saying that I'm a wedding photographer from Canada and I wanted to take your picture. I loved love. So made those cards up, started putting them around, would meet people and gave them out to them. And it was cool because, I mean, we were asked not to learn much Korean. Of course you do because you're living there. But to get these people who don't even speak English or spoke a little bit of English, have me take their photos was just so rewarding. And oh my goodness, so challenging, but also, again, so rewarding because I could meet with them, kind of, maybe have a coffee, and we would take these photos and really I just emphasized love. I just tried to get them to look at each other and not look at me. I kept, that was my biggest thing is, and you know, I wanted to speak English with them, and they loved it too. They loved learning English from me as well. So it was kind of like a win-win. So it was great. I learned a lot about teaching people how to quote unquote pose or just be while not even knowing their language. So that was really great. I thought, yeah, this is okay. I really like this love thing. I really like capturing this positive love thing. And I wasn't going home and editing and manipulating their faces or anything. It was just who they were, and the responses back would always be in Korean, of course, via email, and I would show my co-teacher and they would say, yeah, they're so happy. They finally have images of each other in love. And I thought, wow, that's so cool that I get a response like that. And I didn't edit any of their faces or their bodies or who they were. It was just them and they were happy. And like, wow, that's a huge win in my book. So I thought, okay, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. So I did some other photography while I was there, some travel photography, and then took an online course just for business. Really wanted to learn the business side of things so that I could get home back to Canada after the year and just launch my business. And I thought, yeah, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. And like the goal of going to these places, traveling the world and planning what you're going to do after is really what you want. But I couldn't believe how I thought I was on this amazing path, and I was really excited. I learned as much as I could. Again, learning. Oh my goodness. I tried to just really understand all the social medias because that was a big thing at the time, which it still is, but I mean, that was in the beginning, let's say. Instagram wasn't even out. Let me just bring that to attention. Instagram was not really a thing when I was in Korea, which is so wild to even think about a world without Instagram. I don't know what I did. I do know what I did. I created a blog because I was like, where am I going to put all these photos that I'm taking? So yeah, no, Instagram, wild. Anyways, got back to Canada, was thrilled after the year. I thought, yeah, I'm ready for this. I had to stop in Japan because, oh my goodness, if any of you have a passion for I don't even know, life or fashion, definitely you got to make it to Japan. What an incredible, incredible place. I think I went to Harajuku 3 times while I was there. I just was overwhelmed with, oh my goodness, look at this weird, cool, interesting fashion. It was so great. So if you love fashion, I say put that on your list for sure. Got back home, decided to just, again, dive in and I started my business. I offered free engagement sessions, any type of session that I could capture love. I didn't care if it was families, or I did care, of course, but I didn't choose. It didn't have to be one thing over the other. I just wanted to capture love, and I did. I captured so much of it. It's so funny to think back all of those sessions that I've got still on hard drives or in computers where, oh my goodness, look at this love that I've captured. It was wild, and I just tried to surround myself within it, and I did. I really just encompassed what love was, and see, I'm a type of person who loves, I think PDA is really special and gorgeous. So I thought when I saw people out, oh, look at them just holding hands, I want to capture them. I loved seeing people who were in love because I thought, oh my goodness, I want to capture them. And I was like, whoa, I've got the bug. I've got the love bug, we'll call it. That is so cheesy, but I'm totally okay with that. I've got the love bug. And yeah, it was great. I started going to wedding shows. I always did the Hamilton wedding show, which has been great for me personally. And I learned so much going to wedding shows. Wow, there's a lot to learn, that's for sure. Just learning about how other photographers, other vendors in the wedding industry treat a wedding show. It was a little bit more salesy than I would have liked. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do my own wedding show. Why not? What a great way to just meet cool, interesting brides and grooms and families and just people who wanted to learn about the wedding industry but didn't want to go to your run-of-the-mill wedding show. So that was kind of my next step, was to create my own wedding show, and that's where White Wedding Pop-Up began. So I started this pop-up shop because that was kind of all the rage. Oh my gosh, I sound so old saying that, but was all the rage were these pop-ups. So I thought, why not make a pop-up of a wedding show? And it was a white wedding because I really thought it was fun to theme parties also at the time, because why not? So I loved the idea of having all the vendors wear white, because we never wear white on the wedding day, of course. That would just be such a faux pas, but also I'm sure a lot of vendors will tell you, oh no, I'd prefer to wear black. They want a darker color or something not so vibrant, just so that they're not visible on the day of, because it's not about us. But anyways, we all wore white, and we had this great party. We had brides, grooms, couples, family members come, and they got to watch us photograph a wedding, a real wedding. So it was kind of like a wedding show that you just get to kind of like watch. It was like a gallery, when you like watch a painter kind of paint on while you're there watching them. So that's kind of what it was. I wanted these couples and people in love to see us work, not just meet us and, hey, how are you? I want to capture your day and tell us about your wedding. It was like, no, watch me work. If you think that I'm someone you'd want to be around while capturing, great. And watch how the florist, watch how she works, and watch this makeup artist. How do they work? What's their style? How would they interact with other humans? It's good to know this. This is all helpful for the day of. So it was great. We did that for 5 years, and it grew, and it became one of the top shows in Toronto to visit. I should say, unconventional wedding show. And then we tried one year also to do an online wedding show where we wanted people to just log on and watch us, and they could ask questions, they could reach out before, and then try to get leads and meet people that way. And it was cool. It was different, and I had some incredible, no, not even some, all incredible vendors. I really have to say that I really lucked out with some amazing people. And a lot of those people /vendors that I met and just fell in love with their company, we still remain friends, because it's so interesting that we can all kind of come together and do this creative project and have all the same feelings towards love and the wedding day. And it was great. It was so much fun. That's really, there was so much work. Oh my goodness. It was very overwhelming for myself at times. Like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? Am I doing this right? And I never charged people admission. I think maybe the last couple of years we did, but in the beginning it was free, and I just wanted something different, and I wanted people to feel like they were included in something unique. And by the end of the day though, I was always like, this is so much fun. What a fun project to be a part of. So if any of you photographers out there are looking to or have an idea to create something really special and unique, do it. Do it. Even if you fail, you've met and you won't, because you've met amazing vendors and you've met amazing people. I can guarantee you that. So if you've got an idea, execute it. Just try as best as you can, and people will help. Like once you have an idea, people will help. They want you to do well, because they're a part of that as well. They want to be part of something that is successful. So that's what I would say about that. And we had so much fun. It was great. So since then, I've just kind of really focused on weddings. I really wanted to just focus on one thing, and weddings and love and my couples, and that means the meeting was important, but that first email is important. The day of the wedding, of course, is the most important. But even after, like I love meeting up with couples after the wedding to deliver their photos. I know a lot of people do online transfers, which is also great, but I love meeting up with my couples after, saying, hey, how was your day? Yes, of course we can ask via email, and that's still special, but I really love this one-on-one, unique, boutique kind of feel with my company, because I feel like if you do that, the couple really feels cared for, as they are. And I know you all feel the same way. Your couples, you want to really protect your integrity by letting your couples know how special they are. They want to feel it's their first wedding day or second, but it's still special. And it's part of your job to make them feel special. So that's really what I've focused on the last 8 years. I'd say 5 years. Oh no, forever. But so that's really what I focused on for the past 8 years. From day one, that's been my main focus. So, and since then, of course, I've ventured off into boudoir photography. I called mine noir sessions because they are black and white sessions. So we do those. We also do family sessions and all of the above, just because, again, like I just want to capture love. That's my main goal. And that's kind of what has brought me to where I am today. So I thought, why not start a podcast about weddings and things that I love? And hopefully this will help you if you're someone who is a hobby photographer and just thinks, oh man, I could really do that. This could be the first start to that. And I would be thrilled if this is what pushes you to do that. All it takes is executing an idea. I really believe that. And if you are ready to kind of take that plunge, please follow along. We're going to have incredible guests. We're going to have incredible talks. I've got amazing topics. I'm not even going to lie. I'm so jazzed about chatting about these topics because they're going to be so interesting, and I've seen quite a bit. I won't lie. I've seen a lot, and I can't wait to share it with you and just really get you excited about what your journey could look like. And yeah, I'm happy to have you here. So hopefully you've stayed on till the end. That was a long-winded podcast. However, I just thought I'd give you like an intro to who I am. I'm sure I've missed things. I have done things I'm sure that have been like, oh, that was not a very good idea. And believe me, I will tell you those things because I want you to learn I guess people say the hard way. I want you to learn the easy way. So I want to tell you what I've done so that you can say, oh yeah, I remember Jill talking about that. Let's not do that. So I'm here. I'm ready to tell you all the things, teach you all the things that I can. And hopefully with you listening along, I am so excited to help you. So I've started a course called the Wedding Biz Kit, which is a course that has 10 modules and basically 10 kits of things to help you start your business. Invoicing template kit, how do I plan a creative kit, how do I find my second photographer kit. It's all kits to help you do these small things that really make your business so much more powerful, because that's what we want to do. We want to feel successful. We want to feel professional. I want you to go to your first, second, third, all of your meetings really confident. And that's what my Wedding Biz Kit course is all about. So I encourage you to check out my course at weddingbizkit.com, and even check out my photography page, soundslikeyellowphotography.com. And please, by all means, send me a comment, send me a question. I love hearing new ideas, new concepts. If you say, you know what, Jill, that was really boring, that would be really sad if you sent me that. But by all means, if you feel like that is what you need to tell me, by all means, I need to learn. Again, I'm going to always go back to learning. Learning is something that I think we all are always doing. So why not find something you're passionate about? And if photography, weddings, love is something that you're passionate about, this is the podcast for you. Thank you so much for staying on and listening to me blab on. It's been such a pleasure kind of repeating my story And I can't wait for our next episode already. Thank you again. This is the Wedding Honey Podcast signing off. Have a great day, guys. Bye.